I'm Lauren.
And I'm Lissa.
And this is the Favorite Daughters Podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running.
Okay, so first, is that a squirrel butt?
Where?
In the corner. There's something fuzzy, and it looks like a butthole.
This?
Oh, it's raccoon butt.
It's a raccoon tail.
All right, that was close. Oh, wait a second. She's reaching.
I have...
Is that a chipmunk tail? A chipmunk tail. Wow.
It's a chipmunk tail?
Mm-hmm.
God damn it.
Don't pull the table. Easy now, woman. All right. Now that I got that
feedback
because
on the microphone.
Because I'm glad we got that out of the way, because I would be wondering the whole time, staring over, wondering if that was an actual squirrel butthole.
It's not a squirrel butthole. It is a raccoon tail, and there's also a chipmunk tail.
Well, it kind of looked like, from the angle, you had a stuffed squirrel, and you just had it backwards, so its butt was hanging out. I don't know.
That's also a possibility.
Yeah.
I apologize for the feedback. One of our microphones has given us a little bit of trouble. And also a heads up, I am dog sitting someone's dog for 6 weeks, so there may be a little ruckus outside. What? You just turned YouTube on Max, honey?
Spoke too soon.
There may be a little of ruckus in the background.
Yeah. So
I've had a very busy weekend. We picked up the dog and have been trying to get both of our dogs adjusted to each other now. So I don't have a whole lot today. So hopefully Lissa's got some good content that I can piggyback off of.
So I got a couple things. But you know how our tangents go. They always flow into other fucking things that we've listened to or heard of.
Mm-hmm.
ADD. So this one I called you about and talked to you about. And you weren't familiar with the song. But for everyone else out there, if you guys remember the Green Day song When September Ends, it came on the radio the other day, and I started singing along to it. And the line, "Summer has come," and I always remember it as "Summer has come and gone," but they sang "Summer has come and passed," and it just didn't sound right. I Googled it and I was like, did they sing it wrong? Who is someone else singing it? No, it's "Summer has come and passed," but it does not sound right.
Lissa thinks that they turned on the Hadron Collider again.
Listen.
I finally saw actually a TikTok about the whole Britney Spears thing. And they showed a clip of the video where she puts her hand near her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it doesn't look like she's reaching for a microphone. It doesn't.
But there was a microphone there.
But was there, though?
Listen.
But was there?
I was born in 92. Britney Spears was my life. Christina Aguilera, who? It was Britney. It was Britney, bitch.
It was Britney, bitch.
I also saw TikTok that monkeypox are back in Texas.
Yeah, I saw that. Some guy went abroad and came back with monkeypox.
How?
How? I guess maybe it's not something you get inoculated for when you go out of the country. When you go to foreign countries,
Yeah.
aren't you supposed to get vaccines for the things that are
Certain
really
countries,
hard to, not hard, easy to bring back and then detrimental?
Yeah, like monkeypox.
Like COVID?
Yeah, true.
This is going to be a long episode with my back like this. So because we have one mic that is louder than the other, Lissa has gotten the louder mic because she doesn't know how to hold the mic near her mouth.
I don't know how to hold. I'm a child.
And I have the one that has a little feedback, but it gives you feedback when you touch it. So it's punched through a hole in an Amazon box on the table in front of me, and I'm hunched over. It's great. I think it's bringing up even audio levels for us this time, so we'll have to see how this turns out, but...
You may have to go in and adjust them.
I might.
Mm-hmm. So, I would like to tell you how my night went a couple nights ago. I believe this was Saturday night. Extremely terrifying, and I hid in the shower.
At home?
Uh-huh.
Is that the night you called me from the shower?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, I do have something to talk to you about.
So,
you finish, and then I got a ghost story.
Let me go into what happened first, and then I'll tell you guys about what happened when I called Lauren while taking a shower. So I went to go take a shower the other night, and I go into the bedroom, I get undressed, I grab my towel, and I look up at the ceiling, and there's a giant fucking spider. Like, giant fucking spider. Like those giant ones Mom gets in her basement, but like on steroids.
Blech.
That's exactly I did. I gagged because I was so disgusted. And I was like, oh, I have to go get the vacuum. Like, it's on the ceiling. So
Please don't tell me you came back and it was gone.
no. So I run into the kitchen because that's the last time I had to kill a spider was in the kitchen. So that's where the vacuum.
You told me about that, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So I go into the kitchen and I see a centipede on the wall. And I'm like, well, fuck. Like, I don't want to unwrap the whole cord of the vacuum to kill a centipede and then run into the bedroom. I'm like, the spider's going to be gone by then. So I grab the dustbuster thinking, oh, I can just quickly scoop up the centipede and then I'll run into the bedroom and kill the spider. So I guess the dustbuster was not strong enough for the centipede. So I just started jamming the thing into the corner of like the wall and the floor because that's where he was scuttering around. And I don't know if I jammed him to death, or I sucked him up, or he got away. I'm assuming he got away because that's just my luck. So I was like, fuck it. Like, I don't know where he went. He's going to live another day. Let me go get this fucking spider. I go back to the bedroom. Spider's fucking gone. So now there's a centipede and giant spider loose in my house. And I said, fuck it, I'm taking a shower. And I sat in the shower for 45 minutes watching TikTok, hoping they'd just die from old age before I could
Stop yelling into that microphone.
You gave me the loud one.
I know, but it doesn't mean you can scream into it.
Why'd you give me the loud one then? I'm the loud one.
Because you were whispering last time.
I was not whispering. You just gave me the quiet mic.
Your mom's a quiet mic.
No, she's not. She's a closeted lesbian.
Anyway, so here's the one story I have, and hopefully you'll remind me of other stories. So I was going into the bedroom last night to turn on the air conditioner because we needed extra air conditioning into the living room. And I got halfway into the dark room, reached up to pull down the light, the little chain for the light, and behind me I hear, Lauren.
Nope.
I swear to God, I would have noped the fuck out of my own house if there hadn't been someone else in the house with me. So I lost my mind. I was like, that was freaking weird. I've never heard a voice so clear when there's no one there. Right?
Welcome to my world.
So then an hour later...
Maybe I left my ghost here.
Maybe you left the ghost here?
Just dropped him off for a little vacay.
So an hour later, I get this voicemail.
Oh, no.
Not now. Thank you. Goodbye.
Right? That's it. It was an automated thing from my bank. I knew they called. I just couldn't pick up the phone. It went to voicemail. But the transcription? Not now. Thank you. Goodbye. I love you. You heard that. You heard that, right? After goodbye, it was a dial tone. Not now. Thank you. Goodbye. I love you. What the hell? It freaked me out.
So did I tell them about the voices I heard at the salon? I think I just told them about the footsteps.
The footsteps. You didn't talk about the voices and stuff you heard the next day.
So the next day after we recorded, I went to work and I was alone. Sorry if you hear the dogs barking in the background. They're going a little crazy. I was sitting alone in the back room and I heard someone like singing along to the song on the radio, like really like softly, like under their breath, but like loud enough where you can hear what they're saying, but like it was really off key. Like I wasn't just hearing feedback from the radio. And I look out and there was no one there. And I was like, I definitely just heard someone singing. Like, what the fuck?
And then what about the one that your coworker heard?
My coworker didn't
Was
hear.
it the phone? Was it a phone ringing or something?
Oh no, that was my client.
Oh.
I was, I think I talked that about on the last one.
I don't think you did. I thought that was something you talked to me on the phone about.
Well, I'll repeat it again if not. So I was doing a haircut, and I was finishing up, and I heard what sounded like a my mind instantly went to like an old rotary phone type of metallic ringing.
An actual bell being rang.
Yeah, in the back room, and my client goes, "Oh, was that your phone?" And no.
There's some weird stuff happening.
And so later on, after I heard someone singing and I didn't see anyone out there, what was the other thing that happened? Damn it, I wrote it down and I was like, I'll remember. I didn't write it in my fucking notebook. I heard another thing.
I did see your note that said McDonald's cheeseburger from last week, and now I'm hungry.
Sorry. Oh, the other thing was, so I heard them singing and I didn't see anyone. So I kind of got freaked out a little bit. So I got up. I started switching the wash machine.
I just realized Dad's going to come over to look at my hot water heater. We had to stop recording and re-record Lissa's story earlier because my boyfriend yelled at me that we had a leak. My hot water heater was leaking.
And not like the vegetable leak.
Yeah. Not the funny kind. He doesn't know Winston's here. I'm so excited that like people are coming over and they're finding this random dog in my house.
So after I switched the laundry over,
that's what our podcast is about, okay?
Yeah, ADD. So I switched the laundry over and I like looked out to make sure while I was in the back room I didn't see anyone miss someone walking in. And I sit back down and then I hear someone go, "Okay." Like with an attitude like hey,
you ignored them?
Like you just looked at me and then sat down. What's your problem? And I was like, oh shit, I missed someone. And I looked up, there was no one there. I even went to the front again and there was no one there.
That is weird.
Did I tell you about the microwave? Did I tell you about the microwave?
Yes. You didn't tell them about the microwave. Okay. Tell them about the microwave.
So it was me and two other girls.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of and not the phone.
Okay. So it was me and two other girls and I was finishing up a haircut. One was sleeping and one was sitting in the back. And so the girl sweeping up swept for me. So we both ended up walking back to the back room together. And as I'm walking back, I hear the microwave, like the hum of the microwave going. And then beep, beep, beep. Like your microwave food is done. And so I get to the back room and one of the girls goes, "What are we having for lunch today?" And I was just like, "You were just heating something up." And she's like, "No, I wasn't." And I kind of didn't want to say anything because I was like terrified. But I looked over at the microwave and it still had like 32 seconds or something on it. Like, how could I just have heard it beep like it got to 0 if it has 32 seconds left on it? And there was nothing in it.
I'm really curious if either of the stores on the side of you have like rearranged their back room and put people like right up against the wall or something.
We're not, because there's a shoe store next to us and then a children's clothing store. The children's clothing store is deep, like deeper than ours. So I believe their like clearance, like back the wall is up against our back room.
Okay.
And then the shoe store is, I don't know if you've been in that shoe store.
No.
There's a register at the back far wall and then around the side of it is their back room, but like our back room lines up to right where the register is.
Oh, okay.
And then their back room and stock room is behind.
So you're not like at their break room or anything?
Yeah, I don't think either of them lines up with someone else's break room. And I mean, we've heard like babies and stuff screaming from the children's clothing store, and like it's muffled enough where someone's being loud in the shoe store and because they're talking at the register or something, and we can tell you can't make out what they're saying. You just know it's, a female and a male talking, but it's so muffled that you don't know.
You can't hear it like you could hear it with this.
So if we hear something in our salon, we know it's from our salon. But I was telling one of the girls all these things, and she's like, "I've never heard any of that." I'm like, that's why I think it's me.
And that's why I think they suck.
And then, I don't know if I told you this. I did tell you this. This is what I thought of when I jumped in the shower and then ended up calling Lauren. I fall asleep with the TV on, but then it usually turns off, and then my boyfriend comes to sleep at whatever time in the morning. But at like 3 o'clock in the morning, when the TV's off, we're sleeping, my Alexa turns on and starts playing music. Not like, oh, let me play today's greatest hits. No, just the music starts.
In the middle of a song or beginning of a song?
Middle of the song at 3:00 in the morning.
That happened to me a couple times where
And
I'm
I
just
was like-
sitting in my living room and all of a sudden it's like in the middle of a Kanye West song and I'm like, what?
And I was like, bitch, Alexa,
Turn that
the
shit
fuck up.
off.
I was like, not today. Not today.
We need to find you a new apartment.
I don't think it's the apartment.
No, I just think your apartment sucks.
Oh, yeah, that it does.
I mean, you just told me a story about a centipede and a giant spider.
Have you been in my basement?
No.
Okay, so the basement is probably 6-foot ceilings. Like, it's a low, dirty, dank.
Yeah. It's like
disgusting
a
basement.
storm door basement.
So we have to go down there because we've had lots of issues of me almost blowing up with my water heater.
Yeah, her landlord has tried to kill her several times.
Yes. Not intentionally, but still. So the first foot of it from the ceiling down is straight spider webs and spiders to the point where you have to hunch over at least halfway or you're getting full face
No,
of
thank
daddy
you.
long legs.
No, thank you.
It's absolutely disgusting. So they just all end up crawling up into my house. I want to throw like a bug bomb down there and kill them all, but
Why don't you spray that stuff down? The home defense.
because they're going to crawl into my house. I'm afraid I'm going to spray down there and they're just going to go
No.
upstairs.
Spray upstairs to stop them from coming in.
Is that stuff safe for cats, though?
No. You'd have to
That's-
take your pets out until it dries.
Yeah, I don't...
After you can do one room at a time. It's okay for animals once it dries.
Oh. So, I have, in my living room, it's hardwood floors, and then my landlord put down,
Shitty carpet.
slapped it down. It doesn't meet the edges. There's no matting or batting underneath it, whatever you want to call it, foam shit.
Padding.
That's the one. Matting, padding, batting, whatever it is. So if you look behind our couch, there's like 2-3 inches of where the carpet ends, hardwood, and then the wall behind our
Okay.
couch. And Salem had a poop incident a couple nights ago.
A poop incident?
I startled him, and there was a nugget stuck to his tush, and he got scared of the nugget and ran, and then the nugget fell off, and as I chased him behind the couch, and so I had to go pick up the nug and throw the nugget out.
Okay. You're talking to someone that picks up dog shit every day,
You
so I get
understand,
it.
though. He got scared of the nugget because it was attached, and he got startled.
He had a dingleberry.
I don't know if it was technically a dingleberry, or maybe it was just stuck to his fur.
Is that not still a dingleberry?
No, a dingleberry is like a hair. He's had one of those before. Anyway,
Isn't his whole body hair?
no. He rips the fur out on his stomach because he's too fat to clean himself. So as I'm picking up the dingleberry, as it were,
Thank you.
in behind the couch, I notice there's a like 3-inch round spot that's just wet. And I look up thinking, oh, something's dripping from our ceiling again.
But no.
Nothing, completely dry. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. I don't know why it's there, but I'm going to ignore it.
You call your landlord. That doesn't reply.
Why bother wasting my time?
Listen, what if one day the whole floor is soggy enough that your couch falls through the basement?
Not like it was wet, almost like, I don't know, it wasn't water. It looked like sap, but like just on the top. It wasn't like
Okay,
soaked
it was
through.
just sitting
It
there.
was just sitting because there's like
Okay.
17 layers.
You sure it's not cat piss?
It's not.
Okay.
Because I sniffed it. It didn't smell like anything. I was afraid to touch it. I was like, you know what? If I could leave it, I cleaned it up another time and I totally forgot about it. Yeah.
Are you just telling me about a weird wet spot behind your couch that's still there?
Uh-huh.
Like you haven't done anything to fix it?
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to deal with that right now. Like, I cleaned up the dingleberry. I wanted to go to sleep.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
Lissa.
This is what happens. This is my ADD. I think, oh, I'll just clean that later, and then I completely forget about it for 6 years.
How long have you lived there? 6 years.
7, 8 years?
Wow.
Yeah.
You need a new
I
apartment.
need a new apartment. I need a house. Okay? I want
Got
a
that
house.
Biden credit. You got that Biden credit.
What Biden credit?
There's home buying credits.
For what? They gonna give me $400,000 for a house half the size of yours?
No.
Then I ain't getting a house.
They're not paying for your house.
Houses are too damn small these days for the price.
I know, the housing market is ridiculous. I have considered selling my house many, many times over the past year and a half just because the housing prices are so good. But then it's like, where the fuck do I go?
Well, me and Dan went down to a camera store in Manhattan today, and there are parents walking around with like 3-4 kids. And I'm like, how do you afford to live in Manhattan with kids?
They rich.
But they didn't look rich. So unless
How
they're
do you
like,
know they live there?
unless they're like Adam Sandler rich.
Okay. We just, yeah. How do you know they live there? How do you know they live in Manhattan?
You can just tell by like their attitude. They weren't touristy.
You sure they don't live in like Westchester County and are trying to pretend to be from Manhattan?
On a Monday afternoon?
Double cheeked up?
It was just, I don't know, like, and then I saw this girl walking like 6 dogs, and I'm like, that would be my favorite job. Like, I would move to Manhattan and charge people $300 a week to walk their dogs.
You can charge much more
And
than
I
that
would be in heaven. I would be in heaven. I'd be like, I only take wiener dogs, and if
Lissa's a wiener dog in the service?
and I will take them Monday through Friday, so you don't even have to worry about them at night. I will bring them back on the weekends.
You probably have a really good business there because there's probably a lot of wiener dogs in Manhattan.
I love wiener dogs.
And I love pugs.
I mean, Winston's pretty cute.
Winston is adorable. And he's the proper size.
He did try to hump my leg multiple times.
Try?
He did, in fact, hump my legs multiple times while I was trying to pour a glass of iced tea. And then he proceeded to try to chew the flip-flop off my foot.
But he's a good boy.
While being humped.
But he's a good boy.
While being humped by Gary.
But he's a good boy.
There was a hump train going on.
There was. There's been a lot of hump
point.
train in the past couple days. These dogs are ridiculous.
Like, all I wanted was some iced tea. The last little thing I have here is, have you seen The Moon is Wobbling?
Yes, the moon wobble. Do you know a lot about it?
I looked it up, and the 3-paragraph article they had on NBC gave me absolutely no information other than the moon's natural cycle is changing.
It's going through menopause?
Exactly. And it's going to cause, along with climate change that is fake.
Trump 2021.
Yeah. Fucking and JFK Jr. So along with the climate change and the menopause of the moon,
Menopause of the moon.
The tides are going to be ridiculous. So the tides are going to get changed, I guess, to go like really far out and then massive flooding.
Well, did you see the massive flooding that's happening in Europe right now? There's like 10 feet of water like flooding the streets of, I think it was Germany or something. It's crazy. I don't know if it has anything to do with the moon wobble, but there's insane flooding.
Well, they said this is slowly happening and it's going to affect us in 2030.
Oh, we got time.
Time for what?
Time before it happens?
And then what?
It'll happen?
All right, then. We got time.
We got time to, let it happen. And then when we get there, decide to send someone back in time and let them know that it's happening. And then send someone into the future to try and fix it. And then they go back in time and...
Sounds familiar.
Gina texted me and she goes, that movie's garbage.
It's bad. It's absolutely fucking terrifying.
She wants to come for more episodes and just like sit here and be commentary because every time we put out an episode, I get a text message. She's like, point number 1, this. Point number 2, this.
It's terrifyingly bad. Like, I don't know how it got made. I honestly think at this point, filmmakers have given up and they're like, hey, let's just remake this with a
I don't
different
know,
story.
those horror movies that just came out on Netflix. Those I don't remember the ones that are based off the R.L. Stein books. The 19. You don't
No.
no. It's a 3-part horror thing. Okay, so it's called Fear Street.
I saw that, but I didn't know what it was.
And there's 3 parts to it, depending on, like, the year that it's taking place in. We watched them. They're really good. Like, that's one of the best horror things that I've seen in a very long time. They were, like, very retro, because one's the 90s, one's the 80s, and then one's the 60s, or one's the 90s, 70s, and then 1866, I think it is, because it goes back to, like, the origin. It goes backwards in time, so there's, like, the original incident, and then they're like, oh, but this happened 20 years ago, and, you know, they explain what happened, and it's really good. You should watch it.
What's it called?
Fear Street.
Okay,
on
I'll
Netflix.
watch it tonight. I'll watch it tonight.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I bought a baby. His name is Grogu, but everyone knows him as Baby Yoda. So I went to Plato's Closet and I bought a sweater that had a picture of him on it. And I was like, oh my God, I love this. It was a size extra large. I grabbed it. I brought it home. I tried it on. I was like, fuck, this don't fit. And I was like, where is it from? Primark. Of course.
Of course, that's why it doesn't fit. 2 sizes too big from Primark.
Yeah. So I was like, how can I fix this to make it fit? Because it was like the body and the arms and everything fit okay, but then like the cuffs on the sleeves and then the band on the bottom was
I can
ridiculously
bell bottom
tight.
them. You want me to bell bottom them?
What the fuck is bell?
Oh, are you too young to know about altering your jeans to make them into bell bottoms?
It's not a jean. It's a sweater.
It's the same premise where you split the seam and then sew in a triangle of fabric to make it a bell
That's what I
bottom.
was thinking, and I was like, okay, well, Lauren can adjust them for me. And I was like looking up all these different things where like you literally have to take out like all this fabric, and then I was like on the sleeve, and I was like, this is just too much work. And I already paid like $15 for the sweater, so I was like,
Not if we sew in Grogu fabric.
So I just returned it. Cause I'm like for $15 I can go. I have a old sweater. Well, not old. It's like a year old.
I can make you an iron-on.
I was just gonna say I have an old gray sweater that I can have you print me out and iron on from your Cricut, and I can iron on to my comfy $4 sweater that actually fits me right from Walmart.
We can make Grogu popping out the little pocket or some shit.
Hell yeah, Grogu's the best. As I'm wearing a Grogu t-shirt.
Pinkies up.
You know, I cut hair with my pinky up.
A lot of people do.
And I didn't realize it, and now I'm like really self-conscious about
You should be.
like when I'm holding the hair, my pinky's straight up.
I know. You cut my hair.
And I'm really self-conscious about it now, and I'm like, people probably think I'm like pretentious, and I'm like, I just don't realize I'm doing it. I also found out or realized that I'm slapping people with my comb quite often.
Slapping people?
So like I comb up this section of hair, and then I stick it between my thumb and my finger before I cut, and I'm not gripping it in the middle enough. I'm too high up on it, so the bottom is smacking back at their head. And
Did someone mention it to you? How did you find out?
Well, when I first was training, they were like, oh, this happens with the larger combs that we use, like just be aware of it. And I think I've just gotten lazy over time, and I like thumped someone's head, and he didn't say anything, but I was like, oh, sorry. He's like, oh, no, it's fine. And I was like, I'm thumping your head. Like, it's not fine. So not only am I holding my pinky up, like I'm sipping tea, I'm smacking people in the head with a comb.
You're being pretentious at a discount hair salon. Well, that sounds like my dad's here to fix my hot water heater, folks. Let's just hope there's not a flood in my bathroom.
Should we call him in and have him say hello?
I think he's getting humped right now, so.
Okay, let's go save him.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
This has been another episode of the Favorite Daughters Podcast. Follow us on Instagram at Favorite Daughters Pod. And if you have any questions, comments, or stories, reach out to us at favoritedaughterspodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear anything you'd like to share, and we may even read it on the podcast.